Many people find it difficult to speak to someone with dementia, whether they know someone who's had the condition or not, and it's all about education and experience. And the thing is, for a dementia resident, the experience of dementia is different from day to day. So how to go about communicating with someone with this condition? Well, firstly, you need to go with the flow, and it's very helpful to be present in this particular case of going with the flow, going with the present and how the person is on the day. Secondly, give the person time to think and then speak. So not to interrupt or put, or overspeak, but let them have the time to get their thoughts together, think it through. And the third thing is, if they're on a roll, not to interrupt them, because they may forget what they've just said if they have to go back to it after your comment. So these are the main aspects. Now, if you can see though that the person is struggling, then come in and help them, either prompt them, or if with that it doesn't help, try and interpret what it is they're trying to say and give them, well, do you mean this or do you mean that? And then certainly they'll say yes or no, and then you can go along the track this way or that and find what it is that they're talking about. Most of the time, especially if you know the person's history, they're your parent, they're your relative, and they can get out a few words of what they want to say, chances are you'll be able to go along the same track and find out and work out what it is that you're saying. Now, the other thing that happens that helps with conversation is, well, extremely important, is whatever the conversation is about, it needs to be of interest to the dementia resident. They need to be interested in what it is you're communicating about for them to be interested to communicate back to you. So, for example, and if it fits in with their experience. So, for example, if you come in with photos of Sumner Beach with the grandchildren building sandcastles, and say your mother, you've always been to Sumner Beach for holidays as a child, she knows the beach, she knows the layout, she's very familiar with the surrounds. So when she sees the photo, she can recognize, oh yes, Sumner Beach. We used to go there with the children, with all of you when you were children for the Christmas holidays, and then all those past memories will flood back. So it becomes of interest to her, it's an enjoyable topic that she can click into. So therefore she'll be motivated to communicate because it's enjoyable, past memories still intact, and also she's able to tap into those past memories to be able to communicate with you. Whereas in contrast, if you come in with the photos from a recent European holiday and she has never been there, and of course now will not be likely to ever go there, then it can't be of interest to her if she hasn't visited it, if she hasn't read up about it, if she's not into history or geography, and she's not likely to go there either. Where's the context for her? So those sorts of conversations will be brief and to the point. But the one on Sumner, with the holidays and the children and the sand castles, they can be lovely, rich experiences. So that's another way of having conversation, a very important one, to bring in topics of interest to the person that you're speaking to, albeit the dementia resident. The other way to get the conversation going is to ask the dementia residents pertinent questions, searching questions like, have you made any friends here, Mum? How are the meals? What are they like? Are you sleeping well? Ask questions about activities of daily living, her life, and everything about what it is like to live in a dementia unit. I mean, it is actually quite interesting in the sense that it's such an unusual situation in a sense, when you're older, living with a whole lot of people with recent memory loss, and how do they manage? I mean, that's a completely unique situation to most people's experience. So to ask questions on that is of interest because it alters one's perspective actually completely alters one's perspective of thinking, of adjusting, of cultures, of living together, of developing a culture, of what we can manage, what we can't manage. There's so many aspects to it. And if you ask the questions to your mother about living in a dementia unit, it's good for her. She will be able to get her cognition going. She'll get her thinking going. She'll see that you are interested in her. That will develop the connection and communication process. And it will orientate her as well, because as we speak of what we're experiencing and it comes into context and communication with others, that is very orientating. So I've written about this book, these topics at length in The Resident's Voice, The Resident's Rise, and on Amazon. Thank you for your viewing and likes. Please subscribe. Thanks.